Yo, yo, yo. What's up, guys? Good morning, good day. Thursday. Yeah. So we got the news for today, and then we'll do a little bit of Warframe while we wait on Pinky to get home. And then we'll do day 9 of Divinity. And then we will dive into the Future Games Show showcase, which pops off at about... So I do apologize for the misinformation yesterday. I was, for some reason I had it in my mind that yesterday is when that showcase was happening, but I did figure out like midpoint through the day yesterday, so I was letting everybody know like, yo, it's not happening. It is tomorrow. So today is the day, and we will be watching it at 5 p.m. our time. So roughly, 11 hours from now. And so 5 p.m. Eastern, 1700 hours Eastern, or 1800 hours. Sorry. Let's start that over. 1700 hours CST, 5 o'clock p.m. CST, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern, or 3 o'clock p.m. Pacific. Okay? Work off of those time frames. That's when we're watching it here in the channel. That's how we'll end the stream today. So Future Game Show Showcase, that's the jam. That's what we're going to do. So it'll be a nice lengthy day for us, man. We'll go probably close to 12 hours today. We'll get a lot of good gameplay in, some Warframe, some Divinity, and then we'll go dive into the Future Games Show Showcase and see what they have to offer us. Aside from that, I do apologize. The news segment from yesterday is not up yet on YouTube, but it should be up later this morning, okay? So it's coming. It'll be there. Let's go ahead and do what we do, baby. Let's get into this video gaming news segment, all right? See what's going on in the industry. This is what we're listening to. If you're not familiar by this point around here, you should be. This is BPM, Bullets Per Minute. This is one of my favorite OSTs, man. I love this soundtrack. It's very, very good. I enjoy it. We listen to it a lot. It's very cool. It's from a game. If you're not familiar, Bullets Per Minute is a first-person shooting rhythm-based game that it incorporates a lot of roguelike elements, and it's got a very cool art style. It's an indie dev, and it's very cool. So even the soundtrack's got it's just full of bangers, man. So go check it out. All right. Let's get into the news. There we go. See what we got. Lords of the Fallen Technical Showcase. All right. Looks like Elden Ring finally has some ray tracing activated in the game. I'm not going to dive into that article, but just know that if you're still playing Elden Ring, or if you're taking a look at playing the game for the first time, ray tracing is finally being incorporated into the game. Sonic Origins Plus reportedly out in June. Look at that. How ChatGPT AI makes video games. Let's take a quick peek at that too. Amazon's launching Luna, their cloud gaming service in the UK. All right. We've already hit on the Netflix stuff. I'm not going to dive into it this morning. We already know. They hit 50 games last year. That was their first full year into their gaming venture. Yeah. They did a pretty good job. a lot of what they did was bring games that had already been developed and released on other platforms into their platform. That was their big play for their first year, as well as, buying some other development studios to help get them set up for some future in-house development projects. And that's what they're currently working on. They're working on getting the ball rolling on some of their own projects. We know they already have like a double to AAA game in development. They've got some other things that are kind of popping off, and they're still doing some more of what they did last year as well. They've already announced they've got, like this said right here, they're going to have 40 new games on the platform by the end of this year as well, meaning that by the end of this year, they should have roughly close to 100 games on their platform, and we'll see what that does for them. It seems like right now their business strategies have been okay for them for getting into the gaming industry. But we'll see how it goes moving forward. They've got some Assassin's Creed stuff coming in there with Ubisoft. They're collaborating with other developers, and not a bad strat. It doesn't seem, anyways. Hmm. 3 things you should know about Redfall before launch. Let's go. Epic Games demos Unreal Engine 5.2 features. Okay. We talked about this yesterday. We've talked about the AI stuff for a while, and excuse me. Personally, man, I am getting stun locked by an eyelash. It is just like in there. Imagine it like with a little sword, like whacking away at my eye. Stun locked to the fullest, dude. um. So I think there's 2 sides to the AI thing, and I hit on this a lot in depth yesterday in yesterday's news segment, which again will be up just a little bit later this morning on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. But ultimately, AI is a very intriguing thing. I think there's usefulness behind it for sure, but there's also some, I think, ethically unsound stuff that it infringes upon in regards to just what we do as humans within business and the world and things like that, and within the gaming industry, which is what we focus on here, right? It's going to end up inevitably. It's already doing this. It's doing away with jobs that many creative minds would normally take. And the big area in which the ethical issues come into play is because, take for instance the incorporation of AI generated art. What that art is being generated off of is many pieces of original pieces of artwork that have been done by humans at some point in time, and these AI engines go and grab multiple pieces of these artworks that have been done by humans, and it mashes them together and creates something new. So ultimately what it's doing, it's not developing its own art out of it. It's not like creating it on its own. It's taking other art that is owned by people. It's people's creative rights. It's the creative works that they've done, and it's making new artwork out of it, unique enough that it can't be called out for copyright and stuff like that. And there are issues like that where, as well as just the fact of how many jobs it's going to end up doing away with for people, instead of letting people just use their creative genius on applications. You know, this is not necessarily something we've never seen in the world in which we live. I mean, that's been the evolution of technology for us always. The more we come up with, I mean, that's always been the drive. More efficient technology that allows us to do away with a lot of the need for human labor and things like that. And so this is just another example of where we're developing some kind of technology to not have to utilize workforce anymore. You know, it doesn't necessarily feel good, but I do think that there needs to be a balance behind it, because there are some ethically unsound principles going on in the background of it, and I think there are good parts to it. There are bad parts to it, but you can take a look at yesterday's news segment. I'll have it up later on this morning, and you know, let me know what you think. LA awaits an opening cinematic for Dead Island 2. Yeah. We've hit on enough of the PSVR 2 stuff upon, you know, encroaching upon the release about a month ago that I'm not going to dive into any more of that right now. GDC Awards. Yeah, tomorrow will be the final day of GDC, Game Developer Conference. So let's see the full list of winners and finalists so far. Let's take a look. Oh, Atari is acquiring System Shock remake developer Night Dive Studios, man. Huh. Interesting. Oh, this might be what we're seeing in the Epic Game stuff. Let's pull this up. By the way, if you have not seen the trailers for Hellblade 2, this game looks crazy. I'm really excited about this one. Let's put this over here with the Epic Games demo stuff and see if those are tied in together. They probably are. Pokemon games continue to dominate 3DS charts ahead of the eShop shutting down. I mean, is that a surprise to anybody? No, absolutely not. I mean, there are a lot of Pokemon games that were part of the 3DS platform. And there are a lot of them that are, I mean, because there are a lot of them on that platform, there are a lot that are going away, as with all the other games from the 3DS eShop. So, great job, Nintendo. You know, instead of just taking these eShops and moving them over to what is currently called Switch Online, taking the Switch part out of it, calling it Nintendo Online, and giving an all-encompassing one-stop shop for all their platforms. You know, they're doing it this way, which is what they've always done. It's scummy, it sucks, and people are losing access to the old content that they still want to play and they still love. So, you know, people are trying to get in there. There's, roughly 4 days left before the eShop shuts down for both the 3DS and the Wii U. So a lot of people are trying to get in there and get digital copies of those games before they're gone. How to watch? I've already got this up. We're watching it today. Yeah. Again, if you want to know about the Ubisoft Ghost Rider stuff, what they're doing with the AI, here's so I don't think I elaborated on this enough yesterday. Whenever we came across this article, a lot of the AI talk ends up, ultimately going into the side of, is it good, is it bad, what are the pros and cons, and one of the things I failed to hit on really yesterday, because one of the things that Ubisoft's doing with it is taking a big dive into letting the AI writing help with NPC banter stuff, like the background noise you hear, the initial responses you'll get from like NPCs whenever you engage with them or certain things happen within proximity to them. I mean, how mauling is it whenever you're in a game and you hear the NPC say the same thing over and over and over and over. And it is actually immersion ruining. It's immersion ruining, and it's totally molding. It drives me crazy, man. Drives me crazy. I hate that. So, I mean, there are good reasons to incorporate this kind of thing. Because what it does is it puts a lot of variety and randomness. It's like a procedurally generated kind of dialogue that can come up kind of for some of these now we're bound to see some really wild stuff in regards to that, but again, there I think the balance there is that there needs to be a base table set up for the AI to run off of that keeps it within a boundaries for what it should be utilizing as far as speech in the game and things like that, and certain kinds of discussion, and that's where I think the creativeness comes in from actual human minds, and then let the AI kind of run off of that, and I do think that's kind of what they're trying to do. And ultimately, anytime you talk about AI, that's where there are a lot of people that go, it shouldn't be used at all. It's they took our jobs, and I understand that that's a tough feeling. It's a tough thing to deal with, but it's not going away, man. It's not going to go away. It's just going to get more and more ingrained in everything that we do, and in the gaming world. So, but again, I mean, a big part of what I try to do here is promote a healthy gaming and gaming world. And so I do think it's important that we be realistic about this. While we be realistic about the situation, we also um, try to promote using AI in a very balanced kind of situation where we're still incorporating a very, large portion of, and at the base of it be unique, custom ideas coming from individuals specifically hired for that project, coming from their minds, and building the content for that AI to build off of directly for that project. You know what I mean? Rather than just going, okay, we need art, so we'll just use AI and let it pull in art from anywhere and everywhere for us. I don't think that's the play. We need art, so let's hire some digital artists, or some creative minds to get some uh initial baskets, if you will, assets going around the certain kind of art that we want, and then we can utilize the AI to pull from those specific images and things that we've created in house to maybe elaborate and create some new stuff that could be utilized in our title. Stuff like I think that's where it needs to be. New Microsoft Toolkit will measure real-time Xbox energy usage. I think is what this is. Yeah. So, Microsoft and Xbox, they've taken a real stance at trying to be carbon aware, right? Which is good. Um, Less energy usage, more environmentally friendly materials being used in the production of uh, like whether it be recycled materials or materials that will decompose better in the environment when disposed of, things of that nature. And a big part of carbon awareness and removing carbon footprint is also energy consumption, right? So we've seen a lot of things that Microsoft and Xbox have been focusing on here recently, even without through some of the previous updates they've done for their consoles to try and improve energy consumption. And we'll see what this toolkit's about too. I am scared of Diablo 4. Is it because it's a devil? Like, I'm scared of anything Blizzard. That's why I don't play anything from Blizzard. But I mean, I'll say this time and time again. I'm always hopeful that games come out in a very good state for anybody that wants to play those games. But realistically, that's not the world we live in. Yeah, so we'll see what this article is about. Will we be able to read this whole thing? Yeah, yeah. Okay. It's not too long either, so we'll see. Nice. Okay. Yeah, well, look, I mean, one of the reasons I would be very scared about Diablo 4 as well, or the reason I have been, is because I was not a fan of Diablo 3. After being such a huge fan of Diablo 1 and 2, Diablo 3 was a severe letdown for me. And then I've been hearing good things out of Diablo 4, which is, I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that. But going from a couple of great games that I fell in love with, and to something that was like, what is this for Diablo 3? I definitely had concerns with what that series would be moving forward and into Diablo 4 here. So, we'll see. Counter-Strike 2. Yeah, we kind of hit on this yesterday a little bit, and I think we have thanks to our buddy Pinky, we've got a bit of a video in the Discord I can pull into if I need to. Yeah, we've got that up. Yep. What is this? Crash Team Rumble? Have I seen anything on this really? Let's take a look. Yeah, Aliens Dark Descent. We kind of hit on this yesterday. Again, yesterday's news segment will be public on YouTube very soon, but the it looks pretty good. What we saw yesterday, the trailer we saw yesterday, looks pretty neat. I mean, it's what you would expect out of an Aliens or Alien environment, right? It's dark, ominous, scary, horror vibes, right? I mean, it's Geiger, right? It's H.R. Geiger art vibes, with the xenomorphs, and so you've got that going for you. You're controlling a team of humans as they roll through these environments and take on the xenomorphs, and it looks pretty cool. It's yesterday the article we saw was kind of trying to compare it to XCOM, but it's not a turn-based game, which is what XCOM is. So there's a big contrast in what that provides. This is more of a game where you're going to be providing real-time commands to your squad, or else they have an option to pause the game while the gameplay is running. You can pause the game, push out actions to your squad, and then unpause, let things kind of roll out a little bit, see how things are playing out, and then pause again and push more strategy out after you've seen what's kind of unfolding for the current situation, right? But it does look very good. It looks really neat. One moment. Apologies. All right, let's go. Get back in it. Hasn't Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora supposed to have been coming out for half a year now? So this was originally pretty sure this game was slated to release a long time ago, and then they're like, "Oh, well, we're just gonna make it come out at the same time the movie comes out." And then they're like, "Oh, well, it's not gonna be ready, so we're gonna have to delay it." And the movie came out, and now they're like, "Oh, it's gonna come out now." Well, let's take a look. We'll see. And we've already hit on the fact that Postal 4 was going to be hitting on PlayStation. But I'll pull it up real quick. This game got terrible Metacritic reviews, by the way. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Postal 3 was like, it went from Postal 2 to Postal 4. Postal 3 didn't even happen. And it was just kind of like a meme, like by the developer, something like that, if I remember correctly. But Postal 4 is like a 30 rated Metacritic game, or something like that. But I'll pull it up real quick. We got the Dead Island 2 stuff up, right? I think so. No? Did I not hit that earlier? I'll pull it up just in case. thought for sure I grabbed that. For a of mo. Oh, there it is. Yeah, hello. Yeah, we got it up. My bad. Yeah, a lot. The Resident Evil 4, I think, is doing pretty well right now. Let's see this. They're not. They don't have reviews up. Oh, okay, so the game doesn't unlock for the public until 16 hours, but if the professional reviews I'm hearing and stuff like that seem to be very, very high on it right now. But we'll have to wait and see how it's performing on all platforms and stuff like that. And especially user reviews are going to be a big thing too. Getting the game into more hands as far as the users is going to give us a better overall understanding of how the game's being accepted as a remake, as well as how it's performing. Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores price and pre-order revealed. Okay. Insomnia Gaming Festival is popping off April 7th through 10th, so we'll have to try to remember that. We got a couple of weeks, and we'll start getting some more info coming out of that, I'm sure. We hit on this yesterday. Producer behind Tears of the Kingdom is saying a new gameplay element that is going to be something people haven't seen before and going to be kind of mind-blowing or blowing people away, if you will, you know. So we'll have to see what that brings to the table. All right, let's go with these. I think these are our articles for the day, okay? So Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores price pre-order bonuses revealed. Let's get that Java. Horizon Forbidden West's first big expansion, Burning Shores, is about a month from its April 19th release on PlayStation 5. Guerrilla Games finally gave some more information on the DLC, including its price tag and a pre-order bonus. Those who pre-order the $19.99 expansion will get, so $20 expansion will get access to the Black Tide dye outfit and Black Tide sharp shot bow, as seen in the picture above. Sick. The former will be available at any dye merchant, while the latter will only be available at the first merchant in the Burning Shores. The price is in line with Frozen Wilds, Horizon Zero Dawn's only premium piece of DLC. Also launched for $20 in November of 2017. However, unlike Frozen Wilds, players will have to complete the final story mission called Singularity in Forbidden West before being able to jump into Burning Shores. Upon beating the mission, Aloy will receive a call on her focus, presumably one that gets on the trail to the Burning Shores. Strangely, Guerrilla has not revealed much about Burning Shores, even though it's only out in a few weeks. The footage in the pre-order trailer that wasn't about the bow or armor was even compiled from the game's debut trailer. The team did tease the upcoming adventure, though, by saying it will have new characters, machines, and adventures, and that it will share more details very soon. Cool. There you go. So April 19th will be Burning Shores, the expansion for Horizon Forbidden West, if you're interested. All right. New Avatar Frontiers of Pandora info seemingly coming soon. A new leak has suggested that Ubi might finally have more information to share about its upcoming video game Avatar Frontiers of Pandora in the very near future. First announced all the way back in 2021, Ubisoft and developer Massive were originally planning to release Frontiers of Pandora last year. Yeah. Again, they were trying to line it up with the release of the movie, the new Avatar movie, but that just didn't work out. A delay ended up pushing the project back to an undetermined date in either this year or next year. While Ubi itself hasn't revealed a new release date, it seems like this might not hold true for much longer. Discovered by notable Ubisoft data miner at ScriptLeaksR6 on Twitter, a new ad for Avatar Frontiers of Pandora seems to have been discovered. This ad in question features a new look at one of the game's characters and also mentions pre-orders. Currently, pre-orders for Frontiers of Pandora are not live, which makes it seem like Ubisoft could be making them available in the coming days or weeks. Assuming that pre-orders for Avatar Frontiers of Pandora do go live soon, seems like that this purchasing phase would be accompanied by a new trailer for the game, at the very least. At this point in time, all that Ubi has shown about Frontiers of Pandora is an initial teaser video that was released nearly 2 years ago, which I think everybody's seen at this point. Gameplay has yet to be shown off whatsoever, but it's feasible that this could change before, or could and should change before pre-orders end up happening. For the time being, all we know is that the game will absolutely only be playable on current gen platforms whenever it does release. It means that it will be coming to PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. Okay. Yeah. I mean, here... I'm a bit hesitant when it comes to things from Ubi that are new for them. Games that are a new kind of IP for Ubi are a hard thing for me to have a lot of I'm a bit skeptical about those, I guess. You know? They seem to have a hard time. Ubi seems to have a hard time coming up with decent software, gaming software that is new and unique and outside of what they've been doing for such a very long time. Things that are outside of Tom Clancy, outside of, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, they tend to have trouble on that front. So, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it's good, but we'll see. Divisive FPS Postal 4 arrives on PlayStation. Postal 4, no regrets. Yeah. Yeah, what was the Metacritic on this? I think we've already kind of read about this, but Postal 4, no regrets, the divisive first-person shooter game from Running with Scissors has launched on PlayStation for both PS4 and PS5 at this point. Yeah. The game originally released on Steam via Early Access way back in 2019 before coming out with a full release in April 2022. That's really all they've got on this. Yeah, I mean, here, look, it's got a 30 Metacritic score. So, and what are they? If I remember correctly, dude, they're selling this game on PlayStation for a pretty steep price too. So the user score is at not even a 5 out of 10 either. So it's pretty bad. Um, Consensus. That doesn't mean that's necessarily going to be your take, but usually whenever you take a look at reviews and you've got at least an amount of data to go off of that shows you, based on 91 ratings, there's an average score of below a 5, and out of 18 critic reviews, it's at a 30. You're probably not going to have a fantastic time in this game, you know? But maybe take a more of a dive into finding some good, extensive reviews that could show you exactly what you might be in store for within this title, pro and con wise, if you're interested, to get a better idea of what it might hold in store for you there if you are interested. But yeah, I don't know. So on PS4 and PS5 now. Counter-Strike 2 to release in the summer this summer. Counter-Strike has long been a staple of first-person shooter genre, captivating gamers around the world with its intense gameplay and tactical mechanics. With the release of the original game back on Windows in 1999. The series has since gone on to become a household name in the gaming community, spawning the sequels Condition Zero, Source, and Global Offensive. Rumors have been circulating for years about the possibility of a new installment. It wasn't until recently that gamers received the first glimpse of the next chapter in the Counter-Strike story, Counter-Strike 2, announced by Valve today, probably yesterday, yeah. CS2, Counter-Strike 2 will run on Source Engine 2, billed as an, quote, an overhaul to every system, every piece of content, and every part of the CS experience. 3 videos preview various aspects of CS2, new maps, smoke grenades, and sub-tick grenades, the latter of which refers to a revamped, more responsive version of the game's server. It will also apparently feature an overhauled graphics engine, improved physics and animations, and a host of new weapons and game modes. Perhaps the most exciting addition, however, is the introduction of advanced AI technology. Okay. But did something happen? I mean, it's not a bad idea. I just never really thought about it. Yeah. Okay. You're just in there typing around, dude. You were just having a good time in offline chat. Yeah. Yeah, it's not a bad idea, dude. Yeah, I never really thought about it, but yeah. I mean, you know, needed the PC stats. Why? So you can make me look bad now? Yo, give me a second. After this article, I'll show you what I was talking about. I think I see where I was talking about last night. I was trying to look at stuff on my phone last night. Dude, I was laying in bed. I was trying to get to bed early last night because the night before last, dude, I only slept like 3 hours. I was dying last night. Just a second, and I'll show you what I was talking about though. Good morning, by the way, dude. What's up? I'm glad you finally started taking a dive into building it, man. That's great. So CS2 will also apparently feature an overhauled graphics engine, improved physics and animations, and a host of new weapons and game modes. Perhaps the most exciting addition, however, is the introduction of advanced AI technology, which promises to revolutionize the way players interact with the game. The new system, developed in-house by the CS2 team, will allow for more dynamic and unpredictable gameplay, with enemies using AI to react to player movements and tactics in real time. On top of the single-player campaign, CS2 will have a reworked multiplayer mode with new maps, modes, and gameplay mechanics. Solo player fans of the franchise can expect the same level of intensity and strategic gameplay in the multiplayer mode. While there is still no exact date for CS2, the game will arrive sometime in the summer of 2023. A limited beta for the title is available beginning this week, rolling out first to select CSGO players. Let's take a look at this, and then I'll talk to you about your situation there, Wick. Happy Thursday, dude. Let me take a look. Pinky dropped something in for us yesterday too. So I might need to pull this one over also.
In a Counter-Strike match, information can mean the difference between success or failure. As a result, smoke grenades have become a cornerstone of team tactics. With Counter-Strike 2's new game engine, we've evolved smokes and made them dynamic. Smoke grenades now create volumetric 3D objects that live in the world. Now, not only do all players see the same smoke regardless of position, but the smoke can interact with the environment in interesting ways. It reacts to lighting, grows to fill spaces naturally. The shape of the smoke cloud can be pushed and carved by bullets. And grenades.
Interesting, dude. Oh, that's gnarly.
In Counter-Strike 2, smoke grenades provide even more tactical opportunities. They're just going to look and play better.
That's pretty cool. Yo, that smoke, the smoke physics are dope. Here, let's see what Pinky threw to us too. That's pretty neat, man. If you need more out of the Counter-Strike 2 article, here, I'll throw this in. There are gonna be a lot of people hyped about this. See what Pinky dropped us to. Leveling up the world.
With over 20 years of history, maps are a fundamental pillar of Counter-Strike. And in Counter-Strike 2, maps are getting a new look. But don't worry, you can still bring along your countless hours honing strategies and exploiting every corner and crevice. We took 3 approaches to improving maps while retaining their rich legacy. First, there are touchstone maps. Classic maps with solid foundations that players can use to evaluate gameplay changes from CSGO to Counter-Strike 2. These have improvements to lighting and character read, but otherwise haven't been changed. Next, we have upgrades. These are maps that use new Source 2 lighting, including a physically based rendering system that produces realistic materials, lighting, and reflections. And finally, overhauls. The oldest maps have been fully rebuilt from the ground up, leveraging all of the Source 2 tools and rendering features. These tools will be available for community map makers to make it easier to build, experiment, and iterate. With upgrades to lighting, player read, and materials in Counter-Strike 2, even the familiar will feel brand new.
Cool, man. Cool. Wait, can you pay attention right now, dude? Or are you driving? What are you doing, dude? What you doing, bro? What are you doing, dog? Check this, bro. Yeah. So I wasn't really I wasn't paying attention last night. But I think these are actually going to be mounts for SSDs as well, dude. So you can take your SSD. Let me zoom in here. So you can put it in down here too. But what you can do, if you don't want to use this space down here, you can actually just put the SSD flat up against this and then screw it in through the back right here. I think is actually what these spots are for. It'll tell you in your manual, but that is potentially what these spots are for right here also. This is probably, I don't know. These almost look like these could have been, but you said it was too fat for that, yeah? You said that the SSD was too fat for these. That's what these almost look like as well as like a place to run wires behind there or something. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there should be, these are obviously HDD trays, right? For old school hard drives. But usually what they do is they have adapters. They have adapters. You can get it online too, dude. Whatever the case was, I forgot what you said the case was. You can get that. Just download the PDF for it. You can get the online PDF manual. Just go to their website, dude. You can download it there. Probably be easier to look at it that way, anyways, rather than flipping through the pages and stuff. I don't know. Just depends. Fits. Yeah, I know it fits in that shelf. Yeah, I know it fits in that shelf. Screws line up. You're talking about down here, right? Yeah. So here's the thing, though. Quite often, what people will do, because you can take this entire shelf out, also, right? See the screw right here? You can take the entire shelf out, dude. So a lot of times what people will do, if you're not running like hard disk drives, people will take the entire shelf out because this is like restricting airflow, right? So a lot of times, and I do this too, like I'll take the entire shelf out because it just provides better airflow through the case. And if you're just running like small solid state drives, again, they provide these like areas on the back side of the case to just like mount them up here, rather than having to take up a whole big slot down here just for a little bitty drive. So, and then you've got these slots right here for running cables to, which are really easy also, right? So that's what I would do. I mean, to each their own, but it's just as easy just to like slap it on the back, screw it in from the other side, and then just run your cables right through there. Let me know if you need help with that, bro. Kappa. Doc, tell me you didn't think about that setup, dude. Bro. Oh, perfect, dude. So yeah, if it doesn't fit like right here, because these look like those are obviously just like hand screws, where I think this is more for like clamping down wires in the back to make your cable management better, but I'm not sure. But this definitely looks like where you could mount the solid state drives right here and just run the cables through these little slots, your power cable and your SATA cables for ease. And then just you can pull this entire thing out. That way you've got real nice airflow down there. Totally up to you though, dude. But I think that's where you're at right now. If you wanted to mount it there, that's fine. But it usually, yeah, I mean, totally up to you. That's what it looks like anyways. I'm sorry, dude. I was literally in bed last night. I was like trying to type to you with one arm because my wife was on my wife was on me asleep. I like had one arm and I was like trying to look at the photos. I was trying to look at the photos in Discord and type to you one-handed, and I was just like, bro, I'm going to sleep. I didn't want to wake her up, you know. Crash Team Rumble isn't what you're expecting, and that makes it a total blast. Crash Team Rumble is a shining example of a game that you really need to play to understand. When it was first revealed at the Game Awards 2022, I was left entirely baffled by the Crash Bandicoot spinoff. A breakneck trailer teased a 4v4 action game that had classic Crash characters spinning into one another, breaking boxes, and platforming around a small map. I had no idea what it was, and fans watching at home didn't seem to either. But any disappointment I felt at the time entirely evaporated the moment I got hands-on with it at this year's Game Developers Conference. Let's see this.
Eyes on target. Oh yeah!
Feel the wrath of Cortex. How do you like them whoppers?
Quick's gonna be all over
I'm
this,
having
dude.
fun. Can you tell?
Closed beta April 20th through the 24th, and then available June 20th, huh? So after struggling to describe it themselves, the team behind the game sat me down with a tutorial that made everything crystal clear. And after just one full multiplayer match, I was entirely smitten. If you've already written off Crash Team Rumble, as a lame spin-off, you're going to want to give it a second chance, lest you miss out on an incredibly creative multiplayer invention that's an absolute blast. I'm tempted to call Crash Team Rumble a genre mashup, drawing comparisons to sports games and MOBAs. That description undersells it. Developer Toys for Bob has invented what feels like an entirely new genre altogether. The basic gist is a 4v4 competitive game where teams run around a small map, collect as much Wumpa fruit as they can, bank it in their goal by standing on it for a few seconds to raise their team's score. Its closest parallel is perhaps Destiny 2's Gambit mode, where Guardians fight to bank moats. But even that doesn't really explain it. Several layers on top of that, all of which add depth without making matches feel too complicated to grasp. For one, it has a character class system like Overwatch that fits surprisingly well. Characters like Crash Bandicoot are scorers who specialize in racking up points. Blockers, on the other hand, can be used to get in the other team's way. In one game, I played as Dingodile, who has the ability to vacuum fruits away from other players. His high health meant that I could sit on the other team's bank and block anyone from depositing their fruits. A true jerk. Boosters are a little different as they tie into the game's relic system. Relics are scattered around the maps, can be used to unlock different abilities. When I collect 5 on a beach, I can stand on a round platform to cash them in and turn them into a beach ball that speeds over the sand. Other maps let me spin them to launch myself up to high places or place force fields around my bank. Support heroes like Coco will find double relics throughout the island, so their focus is more on activating those abilities. All characters can also equip a special ability like a healing locker or a plant that slows enemies by spitting venom at them, adding even more to the team building aspect. Toys for Bob representatives tell me that the class system wasn't in the game originally. It only came about because the developers kept unofficially breaking their teams into those roles during playtests. They eventually decided that the metagame should be just be in the game itself. That was the right call. When my team spent time picking our characters carefully and calling out what we were doing, truly felt like we were prepping for a serious esport. All the ideas really came together during one specific moment. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, looks like they're having a good time with it. It seems like it could be a cool little experience for some multiplayer stuff, man. If you need more out of it, here you go. But that's the gist of what Crash Team Rumble has to offer there. And what, April 20th through the 24th is the beta. And then what they say, June 20th is the actual release. So, right there in chat. I am scared of Diablo 4, is this article. The first Diablo 4 beta is over, and the second is about to start in this weekend. This is ahead of a June release that does not appear to be getting pushed back, despite problems in Blizzard and the general tradition of AAA games getting delayed a million times. Oh, man. See, like, come on, dude. We'll talk about this. Dude, they won last night. The Pins won last night. They're turning it around, baby. What's up, Sight? That's what I knew. I was thinking, I was like, dude, I saw the score and I was like, all right, here we go. I was like, Sykes going to be happy about it. You know, Wick will be happy about it. Can they keep it up? You know? What's up, buddy? Okay, so we'll come back and we'll talk about this situation here, this statement, all right? I'm kind of dreading its arrival. Why? Because based on what I've seen and now that I've played, I'm feeling an old itch. The looter itch that caused me to sink thousands upon thousands of hours into Diablo 2 and 3, often neglecting my real life to do so. And now here, 2 decades after Diablo 2 and 1 decade after Diablo 3, I'm in a different phase of life with more at stake. I can't let myself get fully consumed by these series again. Okay. Video game addiction is real and it ain't good. Playing games for a living like I do, it can be hard to differentiate between simply playing a lot of games, playing specific games obsessively. I can say with certainty I played Diablo 2 and 3 obsessively across parts of high school, college, and post-grad life, usually associated with some pretty severe depressive episodes. Well, was I depressed because I was playing too much Diablo at the expense of everything else, or was I playing too much Diablo because I was depressed? I eat because I'm unhappy, and I'm unhappy because I eat. Fast forward to now, where I'm married and now a father, two things that were not true 10 years ago when Diablo 3 launched. And yes, I very much do hope I am mature enough to manage my time and not become some legendary hunting loot goblin with other aspects of my life falling apart. My priority will always be my family, of course. But I am worried about balance, certainly, as now my gaming time is more limited than it has ever been. And you may know that I have another loot-based live service game to cover at all times, Destiny 2. Legitimately don't know if I can manage both. D2 alone, Destiny 2 alone, is at least 20% of the writing and 95% of the YouTube video content made. I've been doing this for years because there's always something to talk about in the Destiny scene. Though keeping up on the game enough to do that is extremely time-consuming. Even now, I don't play the game as much as I should. Rarely raiding, almost never grinding the PvP half of the game. Now enter Diablo 4, a game that may have some things I can nitpick here and there from the beta, but it's Diablo. It's very much Diablo. Very much seems like it's going to be the same level of addicting as the past games. I had to actively restrain myself from grinding out more than one character to max level and full legendary gear because I know that all progress will be wiped from the beta to release. But once that's not true, am I on the way to another 2,000 hours on my Barbarian alone? I can't be, not this time. I will try to balance this. I've already been playing Destiny a bit less obsessively now that it's based around daycare and nap times and such. I think I can do it. I don't think I'm the introverted kid I was in 2001 or the lost post-grad in 2009. I hope I've changed for the better. But man, that legendary drop, that beam of light, that sound, the best in slot affix rolls, chills, man. It's concerning. Yeah, look, this statement, I mean, a lot of these other sentiments here, I mean, that's the reason so many people have loved Diablo games, right? Yeah, no doubt about it. But this right here, despite the problems and Blizzard and the general tradition of AAA games getting delayed a million times. Do we talk about this a lot? And I don't like hearing having people state like, oh, here, another delay, you know, or like, you know, delays are warranted. I would much rather see a delay on a title than what we've seen in the past with games get pushed out too soon, trying to meet deadlines and feel like crap when they come out, and then we buy it because it's hyped up through some kind of marketing campaign, and it totally falls short, whether it be on performance or the content they promised that isn't actually within the title. You know, there are a lot of different ways in which games in the past have been hyped up for us and we felt duped and cheated and basically like we had our money stolen by buying into these products that were nothing what they were supposed to be. And so getting away, and I mean, it's kind of caused a different problem, if you will, because the wanting developers to feel comfortable with delaying is good, and comfortable, they should feel comfortable enough to delay, because we don't want to be in that situation anymore where games come out and they feel bad and we feel duped as the consumer and video game lovers. And so making sure developers feel comfortable to delay if they need to is good. But I think the balance that needs to come with this is that, and it's not necessarily easy, but developers have to have an idea of trying to make sure they're not announcing any kind of release date too soon, right? Because I think that's another issue that gets them in trouble sometimes. Not all the time, sometimes. There's always going to be unforeseen issues. And but I think that, and part of it's marketing, and I understand that you need to get dates out so you can start working a marketing campaign and get people hyped up about stuff. The hype train is something that needs to be done for a lot of titles, and I'm not that's not lost on me, you know. But it seems like sometimes it's a bit, maybe they're jumping a bit too early on it, and there's not enough communication maybe internally between the different departments working on the project, between like, you know, the actual development side of the game and where they're at, and the realistic part of meeting their goals to get the game out at a certain time, and then the communication between that side of things and the actual marketing and you know, business side of things, where things aren't lining up, and then we end up in this situation where it's like numerous delays, right? And so I think that's what people get kind of tired of is, oh, delay, a delay, another delay, and on you know, one title. I think, and that's where I start getting sketched out about titles too. You get a single title that starts having numerous delays, and that's like, dude, there's something wrong. It seems like there's something wrong. A title to have one or two, maybe two delays is fine. That's fine, dude. You know, make the game feel good before it comes out. But you know, just to say, have these kinds of sentiments be put into articles where it's like, you know, games are just always getting delayed a million times. You know, to act like, you know, there's no reason behind games getting delayed that it shouldn't ever happen. I mean, that's the way this sentiment comes off, and that's not the way that should be. There's plenty of reasoning from my point of view, and I think for a lot of us behind being the consumer of video games, that we would much rather a game be delayed by a little bit and have it feel good and polished and ready for us when it comes out, and make us feel like it was worth our money rather than the opposite of that, right? So I think it's worth pointing that out. New Microsoft Toolkit will measure real-time Xbox energy use. Yeah, the company says game makers will be able to use its toolkit to experiment with ways to reduce games' energy consumption. Can you no? Oh, God. Can you? Oh, God. We're not going to be able to read this. Bloomberg, I hate. Whatever. Here it is. As I said before when we found this article, Microsoft and Xbox are doing a lot of stuff nowadays to reduce and get to a point where they can remove their carbon footprint, whether it be renewable, you know, reusable, like sources for building their products, or renewable energy, reusable energy, biodegradable kinds of materials for the environment, for building their products that when they get thrown away, it won't be harmful for the environment. Whatever the case may be, they're trying to get more and more and more ingrained into implementing these kinds of things into their products and their businesses. And Xbox is really trying to do that stuff a lot. They've been rolling out a lot of these kinds of things into their updates to try to reduce a lot of energy consumption. And they just keep trying to move forward with it, which is good. That's the way it should be. Trying to preserve as much of what our planet has to offer us as possible, rather than just destroying it, which is what we've done for so very long. Lords of the Fallen Technical Showcase shows how Unreal Engine 5 brings it to life. CI Games released a new Lords of the Fallen trailer highlighting... Hey, I didn't say start. How Unreal Engine 5 will bring the game to life. This technical showcase trailer was released alongside Game Developers Conference 2023, which is still running between today and tomorrow. So it kicked off on Monday, and it'll finish up tomorrow. An annual event that focuses on the art of creating video games. The nearly 4-minute-long trailer shows off Lords of the Fallen's robust character creator, detailed assets, dynamic clothing, complex real-time lighting, and other features. Let's see this. Bro, what? Play, dude.
Welcome to the Lords of the Fallen Technical Showcase. Here at Hexworks, our goal has always been to create the most
those reflections on the ground, like the ground's wet, and that looks pretty solid.
Today, we're journeying to Skyrest Bridge, one of the game's early locations, to demonstrate just some of the impressive ways Unreal Engine 5's state-of-the-art technologies have helped us deliver on this ambitious vision for our upcoming action RPG. We want players to feel fully immersed in our world by playing as their own unique virtual persona. To achieve this, we've used a combination of technologies, including 3D scans of real people and UE5's own character customization tech.
Yeah, what's up, Mithril? How you
Players
doing,
can
buddy?
create unique faces
How was your
and bodies
Thursday?
by dynamically morphing between a huge range of shapes before finessing the finer details.
Wait, go
Our
back. That was
extensive
me.
selection of armor sets seamlessly adapt to whatever shape the player chooses. It's really important to us that we
Yeah.
represent as wide a proportion of our audience as possible. Being able to customize your hero in Lords of the Fallen is only the beginning. Each and every one
Keep
of
on
our
keeping on,
characters
yeah, buddy.
is
There you
incredibly
go, dude.
detailed, using high-resolution
That weekend's
textures.
coming, right, dude?
Get up close to any surface in the game, like this tunic for example, and detail texturing provides incredible levels of micro detail. How these objects move and behave is also crucial for player immersion. UE5's
Looks like something
Chaos
out of
physics engine
Bloodborne.
facilitates advanced simulations for clothes, chains, hair, belts, and a whole lot more. This helps to substantially enhance the secondary motion in all our characters, making their movements look much more lifelike. The lighting in Lords of the Fallen takes
Sorry,
full
it was a frustrating
advantage
day,
of
though, dude.
Unreal's
That sucks.
brand new Lumen GI. We've been able to light our complex environments in real time, meaning we can immediately see the effect of a light bounce, for example, without waiting for the traditional slow baking processes. Watch how the lighting
Yeah.
reacts as
Yeah, I
we
hear you,
move
dude.
our light source around this environment. Global illumination like this can be quite demanding on processing, so we also make use of emissive shapes to add additional details to the lighting of any space. We can then fine-tune these light bounces on our nanite meshes, providing our world with impressive levels of detail and minimal impact on performance. Perhaps the most important element of Lords of the Fallen is the ability to travel between two worlds: the realm of the living, Axiom, and the realm of the dead, Umbral.
Realm of
We've
the Dead,
created
Realm of the
our own
Dead.
custom toolset within UE5 that allows us to intricately craft these two environments side by side and seamlessly swap between them. This means our artists and designers can ensure these worlds feel intrinsically linked, like two sides of the same coin, even if one side is decidedly more horrific than the other. On behalf of Hexworks, thanks for watching today's brief tech presentation.
Oh, is that Leoric?
The twin realms of Umbral and Axiom await fearless adventurers later this year when Lords of the Fallen launches on PC and current-gen consoles.
Cool. Nice. The video also offers a look at the game's two worlds, Axiom, the realm of the living, and Umbral, the land of the dead. As CI Games explains, developer Hexworks was able to utilize UE5 to create these two vastly different worlds side by side, making them feel more unified. It's unclear if you'll get to traverse between these two worlds on the fly within the game, but UE5 will seemingly allow Hexworks to get as close to its vision as possible. Lords of the Fallen is a sequel to the 2014 game of the same name. The sequel was initially called The Lords of the Fallen before CI Games dropped the from the title. This action RPG will play a lot like the Souls games with melee combat at the forefront. Unclear when Lords of the Fallen will launch, but it's aiming for a 2023 release window. Yep. Very cool, man. A lot of hype around that. Yeah. Sonic Origins Plus, reportedly out in June, adds Amy Rose and 12 Game Gear games. An updated version of Sonic Origins titled Sonic Origins Plus is reportedly coming to Switch in June. This is according to a report from comicbook.com, which has since been deleted, but not before other outlets such as VGC and Go Nintendo spotted it. Sonic Origins Plus was rated in South Korea last month, which is a pretty good indicator. A lot of times we'll get ratings that come out of like South Korea and Brazil before anywhere else. And that's a pretty good indicator for the rest of the world that games are coming to us, causing speculation among Sonic fans, and it seems like the rating was absolutely hinting at what we expected. According to comicbook.com's report, Sonic Origins Plus either comes as a bundle for $39.99, which includes the base game and all DLC. Fortunately, this will also be available physically and digitally. If you already own Sonic Origins, you can purchase the Plus upgrade for $10. Plus will make Amy Rose playable in the existing titles. That's Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Knuckles, and Sonic CD, while also adding Knuckles as a playable character to CD. All 12 of the Blue Blur's Game Gear titles will also be included. Here's a list of them. Sonic, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic Chaos, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Sonic Drift, Sonic Spinball, Sonic the Hedgehog Triple Trouble, Sonic Drift 2, Tails Sky Patrol, Tails Adventure, Sonic Labyrinth, Sonic Blast. Not confirmed by Sega yet, but look, man, if they're already like rating this, you know, in other countries, then there's a pretty good idea this is coming to us, okay? If you need more, here you go. For you Sonic fans. Oh, dude, we're gonna skim this. We've talked a lot about AI here recently, but can AI really make a video game? Yeah. This is a very, very long article. Look, I'm not gonna read this whole thing. Will AI ever replace game developers? This is what they're stating. I think this is what we're all looking for. No. For one, ChatGPT cannot do anything without human input. Now, here's what's funny is the title of this section of this article is, will AI ever replace game developers? And the response is no, ChatGPT. ChatGPT is just one instance of an AI engine. This is not all-encompassing AI as a whole. So this is not a correct response here. But no, for one, ChatGPT cannot do anything without human input. It needs a person to undertake the task of telling it what to do, whether that's generating ideas, code, dialogue, or anything else creative. It's not advanced enough to do much of that work without mistakes, too. Headlines that suggest AI will put engineers, developers, artists, or writers out of their jobs are vastly overstated fear-mongering. I disagree. I disagree with that. This last line, I'll disagree with this. And I've stated it already before. There's an amount of ethics that are coming into play here that need to be addressed, because it's already been used to have to, in order to avoid having to hire people to create custom work. It's already been done. So to say that it will put engineers, developers, artists, or writers out of their jobs is overstated. No, it's not. And maybe specifically talking about ChatGPT, okay, maybe, but we've already seen AI engines do this kind of thing. So, and it's not just about, the putting people out of jobs thing or whatever, but the big ethics concern comes in when it's like, what a lot of the AI is doing is utilizing assets. It's utilizing content that was originally made by other people, by humans, and it goes and grabs that content, which is actually, it grabs it, and if it was to just use it solely, it'd be like copyright. Yeah, but what it does is it takes in different stuff, mashes it together, pulls something out of it which looks unique. So that's where a lot of these ethics concerns come in and stuff, because it's not just creating something unique in and of itself. It's actually creating something unique out of content that other humans have made. And that's where a lot of this is coming into concern for people, along with, the getting rid of people's jobs and things like that, right? Oh yeah, yeah. A lot of people have talked about that. Yeah, yeah. It literally had hired somebody to do a yeah. It was one of the what do they call those things? It's one of the online I'm not a robot puzzles or whatever. Yeah, the human test puzzles. Yeah, it hired somebody to take care of that for it. Yeah, it was like, yo, I can't get past this, and it hired somebody to go in and take care of what do they call those, dude? I'm blanking the name of those right now, but yeah, hired somebody to take care of that test for him and get him through it. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty gnarly. It's pretty crazy. So, I mean, look, there's something to be said for, again, I think that AI can be a very good thing. I think that it can help developers do things in a much more, you know, efficient and timely manner. But I think that there's a balance between getting a group of unique content created minded individuals in to really get the groundwork set, create a good table of assets for whatever they're trying to get done, and then allow the AI to work off of what they've created specifically for that project, right? The humans are dead. Yeah, dude. Yeah. And as opposed to just going, we don't need anybody to do any art for our project. Just grab an AI engine, let it go out and grab, a bunch of assets from all over the world and just create its own custom artwork off of that, and we'll be done with it. I think that's where we have to discern between like what's right and wrong in these kinds of scenarios. Um, so I don't know. There's a lot of different ideas and theories about what's okay and what's not okay in regards to how AI, and it's not just the gaming world. I mean, obviously that's what we're focused on right now because that's what we're into, right? That's our jam here. But AI is going to be, it's not going to be. It already is being incorporated and ingrained in a lot of different things within the world. Yeah. So bubblegum, word. Yeah, that should work. That should work. Don't worry about it. What thermal paste are you going with though? Bubblicious, or are you going with like some Trident? You know, Bubblicious might smell better, but Trident will probably keep everything cleaner. So what, dude? So I'm not gonna read all this, man. I mean, I think we've talked about it, and we'll keep track of this. ChatGPT is pulling from an existing set of data, tons of varied data, using that data to produce its output. It's certainly come up with some original things, but its output will always be based on something else. That's how the human brain works in creativity too. Our experiences and memories shape what we create. Humans have an ability to beyond even advanced AI because we are humans creating things. That ability to create something wholesale can't be replaced just yet. Humans have to create an AI that doesn't need an initial prompt or guidance in order to create something new. That's why there are still ways to limits to AI that humans don't have. I think that's what I'm getting at though, is like the AI we have, yeah, I mean it's not like sentient, right? It's not able to just do things on its own. What it's doing is you're telling it to go out and basically create things based upon what other humans have done. And if you're doing that and telling it to go out and create stuff based on things that other humans have done that aren't specifically assets created for your project, that's where the ethics side of things comes into play, to an extent. And it just depends. There's going to be a lot of gray area about that. But um, you had a whole bunch of different parts, didn't you? Because you just be like buying things occasionally. So that's what I was wondering was like all the parts. I forgot what I had. Guess what types of motherboards I had? I don't know, dude. What? And what CPU? Well, I know you bought an Intel processor not too long ago, right? Off of because you found a good deal on one you told me about. Did you only have one? No way, dude. Are you building two new PCs now, dude? You got the wrong flipping chipset. Oh, bro. Yeah, I got in my chat last night. Yeah, it ran my PC just to see like what I was running. Oh, you did, dude? Okay. Right on. Because I'm not getting anything less. Bro. You kill me, dude. So now we're definitely brothers. Yeah? Sick, dude. So I'll move on from this. But I mean, if you guys want to read the whole article, there's probably some really good information in there and stuff. But the AI stuff's definitely something that we need to be educated on, I would say. Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, that's gnarly. Yeah, Amazon's crazy. Like, I mean, did you get a good price on it, though? I'm not asking for specifics on what you paid, but hopefully you got a decent price on it. Amazon's launching its cloud gaming service, Luna, in the UK. Amazon hoping to buck the cloud gaming trend with the UK release of Luna. Amazon's bringing cloud gaming service Luna to the UK alongside a range of Amazon branded televisions. So what are you going to do with the Intel CPU, dude? You gonna just bought the first one I saw? So you're just are you gonna build the wife the Intel PC or what? Or are you? I mean, yeah, I know, Mithril. I know. That's wick, dude. Build two of them? Yeah. That's what I figured. So you just have two new PCs? Word. That's funny, dude. Wait, but I mean, did you even make sure that like the motherboard that you had was the right motherboard for the type of CPU you bought too? Because just because it's an AMD motherboard doesn't mean it's the right chipset for the CPU that you bought, you know? Oh, okay, cool. I was hoping so. All right, cool. I was gonna be like, oh, bro, he's gonna have to buy another one now. All right, dude, good, nice. Um, as part of the launch, the Luna controller is now available in the UK for the first time. There are 3 tiers of subscription for users in the UK, but for Amazon Prime subscribers, Luna will let them play a rotating selection of games that changes each month. I'm glad you're finally building it, though. Wasn't making that mistake. Yeah, Mithril. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I am glad that you're fine. Dude, I was so psyched to see you send me those pictures last night of building the PC, though. That made me very happy, dude. Ubisoft has a partnership with a service allowing people to play Ubisoft's titles if they have the Ubisoft Plus multi-access subscription. This will include access to titles including Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Watch Dogs 2, and Far Cry 5. The free collection available to Prime subscribers this month includes Capcom's Mega Man 11 as part of the free rotation. Luna was initially announced in 2020, but launched for U.S. subscribers in 2021, letting players around the U.S. tap into Amazon's cloud computing platform to play their games. While several tech companies have been trying to make cloud gaming work, Amazon offers several advantages. This includes the ability to live broadcast to Twitch. But the real strength is that Amazon is a giant in the cloud space and already experienced at making servers work through their work with Amazon Web Services. Okay, so we'll see how it goes for them. I mean, we've seen, obviously, the cloud gaming space is something that's becoming more prevalent, but it's not. You've got to have a good business strategy to make it work too. It didn't work for Stadia, right? It didn't work for Stadia as much as they wanted it to, but Xbox is doing pretty well with it. Nvidia is doing well. Amazon apparently is still trying to give it a go. I don't know how well they're doing in it, but oh, word. Okay, yeah, word. All right. can't remember what I paid for mine. Yeah, but I mean, I bought mine when it first released. Mine was quite a bit more than that. Yeah. Well, oh yeah, Uncle Sam's gonna get theirs. You know what I mean? Yeah, you better believe it, Wig. Yeah, yeah, Mithril. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say, man. Not being internal to Google and their Stadia division and what exactly the situation was there, but yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's a growing area. It's not declining, but I think, like I said, it it it's not necessarily easy either, right? So part of it has to do with how much content are you able to put on that platform? Is it content that's bringing in enough people? You know, is the amount of resources and time and investment that you've put into it to a certain point, is it bringing in enough that is, and I mean, you gotta imagine, we're talking about Google. That is a massive company, and the amount of internal research and marketing and the data mining that they're doing internally on how long they had been investing into that uh, part of their gaming stuff for the Stadia. They apparently had come to the conclusion that it wasn't worth moving forward with, right? It's not like it was. I mean, they'd been going for a number of years with it, and so to just say that they could have made it work, they didn't have to dip out. I don't know, man. To them, apparently, it didn't seem worth continuing to venture into. They're not done with gaming. It's not like they totally removed themselves from the gaming side of things. They've still got a lot going on in the gaming area of stuff. It's just the Stadia part of it. It apparently came to the conclusion it wasn't worth investing in anymore. So there's a lot of competition too. I mean, yeah, it's growing, but there's a lot of competition for sure. And I do think that having a good business plan for doing things and having as much content as possible and good content to bring people into the cloud space is incredibly critical in being able to maintain a successful cloud gaming platform. So who knows, man? I don't have all the stats. I don't have all the information, but all I can assume, I mean, if it was worth continuing to invest in, they wouldn't have shut it down. That's all I can. I mean, what other conclusion can you come to, really? How long was Stadia going? Let's see. If you guys need more out of this article. Debuted and closed beta in October of 2018. And so let's say, okay, 2019, right? So it was going for 4 years. It's not like that was a small sample. I mean, it's not like an extensive amount of time either, but 4 years worth of time for them to try and get things going for it, and apparently it just wasn't. It wasn't looking worth for them. So, but I agree with you. I mean, the cloud gaming space is only becoming more prevalent, you know. So, who knows, man? Who knows? 3 things you should know about Redfall before launch. Arcane offers a masterclass in creating some of the best immersive sims in the gaming industry. With their recent foray into co-op with Deathloop and now Redfall, they look to blend their signature style with an exciting cooperative experience. We were lucky enough to go hands-on with Redfall last week, as well as interview Arcane Austin studio director Harvey Smith. We learned a lot about the world of Redfall, and here are 3 things you should know about the upcoming shooter before you jump in on May 2nd. I feel like, dude, they're trying to promote this game so heavy. Single player or cooperative, the choice is yours. Yeah, but both require online, okay? The environment is your friend and enemy. Interactivity with your environment has been a staple in classic arcane games such as Prey and Dishonored. From being able to pick up and look at objects to being able to interact and move completely freely throughout a world in order to complete objectives, killing mimics and prey with hacks, turrets, garbage, and environmental items was a highlight of my time with the game. Redfall continues this trend of environmental creativity and how you can dispatch vampires using the environment around you. You will have opportunities to use environmental objects such as UV light, electrical devices, and flammables to kill the vampires and cultists. Being able to petrify vampires and eliminate them quickly using UV lighting will be a huge advantage for hunters. Not all environment is your friend. Some vampires have unique status effects that can be caused by exposure to various elemental hazards. One vampire type, once petrified with UV lighting, will begin to leak dead mist. The dead mist is a putrid red smoke that slows down and damages players over time and can leave them vulnerable to ambushes from other enemies. Interesting. Freedom to explore and make mistakes. Perhaps one of the most interesting tidbits we have learned about Redfall is that there will be no tethering between co-op partners in Redfall. Quite often in co-op games, you will not be able to stray too far from your partner. The game will give a warning that you must return to your partner. Some games even went as far as slingshotting the player all the way back to their partner without warning. Redfall avoids this as there is no tethering and players are free to explore as they like. This will allow players to explore freely without the game forcing them to stick together. However, with great power comes great responsibility. Just because you can roam hundreds of meters away from your partner doesn't mean you should. You never know what could be lurking in the attic of that abandoned house. Being able to split up creates unique risk and reward scenarios for players. We all have that one friend who goes running into a fight like Rambo. I think Leroy Jenkins would probably be the better play there for a gaming segment. Nice, Mithril. Very good emote, dude. Nice. Yo. Forever Alone. Let's go. Random emote time. Get him in there. Just saying, dude, I'll hit on what you said. Likely a friend that will be dispatched quickly by foes with his reckless attitude. However, there's the possibility of team coordination to either shock or awe your enemies by dispatching all of them before they can react. Or even if you have the skill to stealthily dispatch your enemies as a team. No two encounters are likely to be the same and will require a different approach to succeed. Freedom appears to be the primary focus of Redfall, from how it approaches its exploration, combat, and world building. There's a we played Redfall. Is it good? Video here. I'll let you guys watch it if you want. I'm not gonna dive into that. But I don't think it will be a bad game. With all else that's coming out, doesn't seem great as it could have been. Yeah. I mean, who knows, man? I'm not excited about it necessarily. I know there's some people that are. It's, for me, there's nothing about the game that really stands out. There's nothing about the game that goes, ooh, man, I really want to play that. You know, it's just, there's nothing I've seen about it so far that's like really, really intriguing for me. Yeah. So I don't know. It could be a fun enough experience. Who knows? Maybe there is some stuff in there that'll blow people away. But just from what I've seen trailer wise and everything of the game right now, and from what I know about the gameplay, it's like, I don't know, it could be cool. Yeah. Peter. Thanks, dude. What's up, buddy?
Pitiota cheered X100.
Oh, psych. I'm sorry, dude. Okay, buddy. Yeah. All right. Try to rest up, man. Yeah. Sorry, man. Yeah. Peter, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it, dude. Yeah. Sorry. Dude, I know how that goes, psych. I'm sorry, man. I hope you start feeling better, buddy. So we'll see. It's not far away. Epic Games demos Unreal Engine 5.2 features. Here we go. This is some of the stuff coming out of the GDC stuff. So Epic Games demoed the cool lighting and shadow features of its Unreal Engine 5.2 game engine at the Game Developers Conference, GDC, right in San Francisco, which has been happening all week this week. The final day is tomorrow. Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney and Unreal Engine leader Nick Pinwarden showed impressive features like a new substrate shading system that enables artists to author materials at a level of quality and fidelity that wasn't possible before in real time. In doing so, it showed off renderings of an electric car from Rivian showing how it was possible to instantly change the surface of a car's digital model, adding variations to its paint job or adding dirt and mud to the surface from driving through puddles. Normally, artists would have to go through a programmer to make such changes happen. Now the artist can do it alone in real time. Unreal Engine 5 has tools to more easily make huge open worlds with procedurally generated content. That is amazing. Quixel Megascans enable the creation of scenes with things like dense vegetation more easily. In the Rivian demo, an EV truck drove through water and I could see the dust and mud washed off the truck. Lumen events react in real time as developers move a light source around in a scene. And the changes propagate in real time in a scene in games such as Lords of the Fallen, which we just saw that, right? Fortnite's Chapter 4 is using the new technology. Lumina can bring light flooding into a room in the game's environment. Sweeney said there are more than 500 million Fortnite accounts and 230 million users on the Epic Game Store. There were 71 million polygons in the Rivian truck enabled by Unreal's Nanite. Epic Games showed off its opal metallic paint and its iridescent look on the truck's surface. You can add dust and dirt layers on top of that. About 77% of all Unreal users are on Unreal Engine 5, said Dana Cowley, communications director at Epic. At the close of the event, Epic Games showed off a blend of all the technologies using a new programming language called Verse. Epic also said that it will distribute 40% of net revenue from Fortnite's creators section, Fortnite Creative, to the creators themselves. Bro, where's that video, though? This is all they're showing us. Is the we just watched the Lords of the Fallen thing. I want to see the Is it here? We'll find it. We'll find it. The UE5 is actually kind of scary. It looks so real, you know? It looks so real, dude. I've seen some things that I couldn't actually differentiate between what was actually like videos I've seen of things that were created in Unreal Engine 5. As a matter of fact, I think it was Psych that dropped. As soon as Unreal Engine came out public, there was somebody created something in UE5, and Psych got us a link, showed it to us, and this entire like little section of content that was created in UE5, I couldn't tell that it was fake. It looked real. It was kind of scary, dude. Yeah. So we'll, both of these are hitting on the Epic Games stuff and the Unreal Engine stuff. So look, this Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2. If you guys have not seen the trailer for this game, holy crap! The gameplay. Everybody thinks that like, and dude, this trailer's been around for about a year and a half now for the Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 stuff. It looks like a cinematic, and it's not. It's actual gameplay. So what I think it is there's an amount of cinematic cutscene kind of stuff mixed in with the gameplay. So it like kind of transitions between the two, but it does have actual gameplay in it, and it looks amazing. So we'll take a look at this. We'll try to find the video for the this stuff that we just read too, but let's get into this for a second. Epic Games showed off some new technology along with the developers of Microsoft's Ninja Theory for Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. The MetaHuman Animator is a tool that can be used to create extremely realistic animations based on video captured from human actors and almost instantly converted into an animated structure that can be used to create 3D animations for games and films. It's one of the cool demos that Epic Games showed at its State of the Unreal event at the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco yesterday. Epic showed off the tech through the Ninja Theory game, which is a sequel to Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. So as soon as we find out whenever Hellblade 2 is going to drop, the release date, I'm going to go back because I own Hellblade 1. I haven't played it though. So what I'm going to do is we're going to line it up to play consecutively. So once we know when Hellblade 2 is going to drop release date wise, we'll go in a little bit before that. We'll play Hellblade 1 first, and then we'll run right into playing Hellblade 2 as soon as it releases. A game with outstanding human animation from 2016. Melina Jurgens, the motion capture expert and lead actor for the game, made an appearance to show how the same tech can now be used on an iPhone as a metahuman animation. Works with the live link face application on mobile devices. The tech can generate a face model from a few captured pictures within a minute or so and convert it into something that can be used in computer animated films or games. Ninja Theory also gave us a glimpse of what Senua will look like in the upcoming Hellblade 2 title. Let's watch this real quick. Take a look at this.
I see through your darkness now. I see through your lies. I will show them how to see as I do. I will not appease your gods.
I'll show you the trailer for this game too. It is pretty. So that's actually like the actor right there with the stuff on, you know. PS5. This is not a game that's being done by PlayStation. It's actually Microsoft. If that's what you were getting at. But what it's being built on is Unreal Engine 5. Unreal Engine 5. That might be the confusion there. So Unreal Engine 5 is using Unreal Engine 5. So yeah, Unreal Engine 5 is just has actually, cuz what was it, about a year ago that UE5 went like publicly available by Epic, you know, and we've just been seeing phenomenal things coming out of that. And there were already some developers that were using it, but it wasn't like publicly available yet. And since it went publicly available, the engine, you know, people have been getting their hand. It's supposed to be very, very intuitive, very easy to use, and it's just the amount of like graphical fidelity coming out of it is mind blowing, you know. But yeah, I'll take a look at the Hellblade 2 trailer. I'll show you guys that in just a second too. Project M. Epic Games also unveiled new tech to make it easier for creators to create using cool 3D animations. NCSoft's Song Yi-yoon, President and Chief Strategy Officer, showed off imagery from Project M, an upcoming game. It's an action-adventure game with extremely realistic graphics and stellar human animations. Yoon was on stage to introduce the company's latest project. In the trailer, a digital human version of NCSoft's Chief Creative Officer, CCO, Taek-jin Kim, appeared on screen and guided the viewers through Project M's world and core gameplay. This digital human was developed using NCSoft's AI technology and its advanced art and graphics technological capabilities. The trailer's digital human speech voice was created from the company's AI text-to-speech synthesis technology. It is used to translate text information into natural human speech reflecting a certain person's voice, speech accent, and emotions. The digital human face expression and lip sync were generated with the help of the company's voice-to-face technology. It is an AI-based facial animation technology that automatically produces facial animation matching the given text or voice. The AI technology and the company's visual technologies created the digital human's realistic facial look. My PC greater than your PC. Bet I can play Harry Potter Wizard World on your PC. Bet you can't get through the flipping up. God dang it, dude. Tutorial. So it won't matter. Yeah, right, Mithril. Yeah, yep, yeah, dude. Very cool. So let's look at some of these videos. Project M. This is the stuff we were just talking about. I mean, I would hope that your PC would be better than mine, Doug. You're building it 2 years after I built mine. Yo, why does this look terrible?
Project M is one of NCSoft's most ambitious projects to date.
Weird, bro. Great for small devs, yeah. Great for Epic because they get money. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, dude. Yeah, no doubt.
What would it mean to you if the world was comprised of informational particles instead of physical particles? Oh, I got a little ahead of myself. I am TJ Kemp from NCSoft. Welcome to Project M. How would the fabric of simulated reality change our perceived world if we could tamper with the arrangement of those particles? This very idea is what sparked Project M.
Great upshot, dude. I don't feel like I'll probably need to build another PC for another 3 years, though. I'm pretty comfortable. What I'll probably do is I'll throw another, probably 32 gigs of RAM in this thing pretty soon. That's about it.
Reality based on your
I don't have a lot else that I really care to do with this
and each
PC.
choice you make will change your
I like it.
experience. The information that exists in the present reality determines how the world will unfold.
The thing that sucks is like if I want to upgrade my RAM, if I want to put 2 more RAM sticks in there, dude, I got to take my entire heatsink off. I got to take my entire heatsink off, bro.
Value every encounter and every moment. These will be essential in the world of Project M. This is where our journey ends for now. I look forward to seeing you all again soon.
Cool. All right, now, if you guys wanted more out of this article here, we're going to close that out, but I'll throw it in chat for you. There's that. Now, I'll still find the Hellblade 2. I want to see if I can find this. Oh, here it is. 20 hours ago. Check this out.
All right, so last year, we added several new features to the engine to support foliage rendering.
This is the demo we were just reading about. I don't know why it wasn't embedded in that article, but...
At the same time, Jacob over there and the team at Quixel were experimenting with what's possible for photoreal foliage environments, as well as testing out the latest functionality that we've been building for Unreal Engine. So, Jacob's here with us today in the Unreal Editor. Let's explore the environment. And what better way to do that than off-roading? And what better way to off-road than in a Rivian R1T? Now, Rivian uses Unreal to power their instrument cluster, including 3D visualization of their vehicles. So we worked with them to bring the R1T to life in this experience. Let's head on out, Jacob.
Sure thing, on my way.
All right. So we're building tools for interactive and dynamic worlds. So here we have chaos physics simulating rocks that tumble as we drive over them, leaves bend out of the way, and we also added some real-time fluid simulation. We worked with the team at Rivian to set up Unreal's Chaos vehicle model to simulate the suspension of the truck and how the electric motors drive each individual wheel. Chaos also simulates how the tires compress and deform, and Meta Sounds enabled the team to precisely resynthesize
Peter. Yeah, dude, it looks pretty good, doesn't it?
The ambisonics of the jungle. So Rivian provided us with a highly detailed model of the truck, about 71 million polygons that we're able to render in real time thanks to Nanite. Now, the Rivian not only looks incredibly realistic because of Lumen and Nanite.
I think we just stepped into Battlefield 2042, guys.
Today, we're introducing Substrate, our new material framework.
Too soon? Sorry.
And to better demonstrate it, let's swap the paint out for opal. Now, of course, you can't
Yo,
order
check
a
that
Rivian
noise.
with Opal body panels, but Opal was the internal code name for this project, and also a really great demonstration of substrate
That was
capabilities.
crazy.
The base layer models the iridescence, refraction, and reflections that occur inside of an opal. And on top of that is a layer representing the
God, that
polished
looks
surface,
good,
and
dude.
how light is absorbed as it travels through that clear layer of
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at too, Peter. Like the
now, we can add
tires,
back on
like
the
all
dust and dirt layers.
the particle, the dust
And notice
particles,
how
and
the
the like
reflection
the
changes
mud
when
splatter and stuff
interacting
like
with the
that,
dust layer,
dude. That
and
looks
that there are no
amazing.
artifacts along the transition from
Even
dirt
look
to
at
dust to opal.
check this out. Check this out. Look at the detail here. See the detail, dude, on the It's probably like a screw. It's probably not like a rivet. It's probably just like a screw for the molding here on the vehicle. You can see like an indentation here, like there's a little bit of an imperfection or something. The detail is
The
insane,
substrate is
man.
more expressive, enabling artists to create materials like this with different shading models and compose and layer those materials as they see fit. All right, let's head on out, Jacob.
On my way.
In terms of performance, substrate materials that are similar to the current Unreal Engine shading model cost about the same. But now, artists have the freedom to author more complex materials for extremely detailed use cases, like in cinematics and in film. So we're going to drive under this fallen tree here, and everything that you've seen up to this point was painstakingly hand-built by the environment team at Quixel. Everything
Yeah,
since
it's pretty
that fallen tree
solid, man. It's pretty
has been
good
built
looking
using
stuff.
a brand new experimental suite of procedural content generation.
Mithril, that's some good information too, dude. I didn't know exactly what the situation was behind the UE licensing stuff. So
Our
thanks for
guiding
putting that in there,
principle
man. I
building these
appreciate it.
systems was to empower artists to make tools for artists. So Jacob's going to go ahead and add a procedural assembly to the world. And the cool thing is that it communicates. Thank you.
Yeah, it looks that. I mean, that's everything we've seen out of Unreal Engine. You know, it's so incredibly realistic looking. You know.
And the cool thing is that it communicates with other nearby procedural elements in the scene, like the creek bed. So let's say a designer comes by, wants to direct the player to drive to the left. Jacob can simply move the assembly to the right, and everything up.
Immersion ruined.
That change. Game design is iterative. So let's say the designer comes back, wants to give the player the choice of going left or right again. Jacob can simply move the assembly back over. Now, the artist who created this assembly also added some additional.
You see how flippin' smooth that was from a developer standpoint? Just to move environment and have everything else kind of like just compensate
so we started by
for what happened.
That original
That's
part of the level,
pretty wild, dude.
art direction for the entire piece, and then built out procedural tools that allowed the team to create a much larger play space much more quickly. Now let's see how we can use these procedural tools to make larger sweeping changes to the environment. So Jacob, let's start by removing some of the trees in this area.
Absolutely, that's easy enough actually.
All right, a little too much. Let's add some trees back in.
Okay.
And let's also add in some cliff formations, give it a little bit more variability. So the procedural systems are all deterministic. As Jacob is experimenting with different sets of input parameters, once he finds a set that he likes,
I'm pretty sure that should be like Lara Croft driving around in that truck, dude, with this environment, you know.
Systems aren't just placing trees and rocks, but also fog cards, bugs, birds, everything that's needed to bring this environment to life. And everything that you've seen here works at scale. This environment is 4 kilometers by 4 kilometers. If we hide all of the procedural elements, we can see that original hand-built area about 200 meters by 200 meters. We believe that there will always be the need for hand-building environments, so we design these procedural systems to be tools for artists that work in concert with hand-built content. Both Substrate and the new procedural tools will be available in experimental form in 5.2.
Crazy, man.
And everything you've seen here is running in the Unreal Editor in real time on a developer machine with an Intel 13900K CPU and NVIDIA RTX 4090 GPU. So Jacob, thanks for being here and helping us out today.
That's wild, man. Here, check this out. I'll show you this Sanua's. So, if you need anything out of this article too, take a look at this. I was hoping we'd get some really good stuff out of the GDC, and this is some of the better stuff I've looked at right now. But look at Do they not have Hellblade 2? Oh, god dang it, dude. Okay, hold on. I'll YouTube it. So this is what we just saw. But this is the gameplay reveal from a year ago. Okay? Gameplay reveal from a year ago. Check this out.
And she
Yeah,
said,
it's 10% off right now, dude. I know. Mithril, I didn't want you to see that.
we will forge new stories.
Yeah, I've actually already hit on that news. I was trying not to bring up a sore spot for you, dude. I know. I'm sorry, dude.
He is weak. But I will show you what lies behind my eyes.
I'm so stoked to play this game.
We will embrace our
So this is gameplay reveal.
soothe our
Gameplay
scars of
reveal.
grief, and break
Obviously,
their
some of this is
severed
cinematic, but
minds.
this is supposed to include gameplay.
You may see them as gods, but we will show you what lies behind their eyes.
Wait. Listen. It's coming. He's here. What's my name? He can smell your fear. Cecil. It knows our name. How does it know our name?
To risk your own life for what you
Yeah, the
believe
last
is
one's supposed to be
your
very good. I
sacrificial
own it, but I haven't played it yet. I've kind of been waiting for this one to drop. That way I could play them in succession, like back to back, you know? Because I kind of wanted to stream them like that.
one that Senua
So I already own the first one. I just haven't played it. But I've heard it's very, very good. Yeah. What game is this? This is Hellblade. So, Hellblade 1 is a game that's been out for, 3 or 4 years now, I think. And this is going to be the sequel. This will be Hellblade 2, right here. Hellblade 2 Senua's Saga. Yeah. So this is one of the other things they were kind of showing and talking about in those articles we just read with Unreal Engine 5, Peter. Yeah.
Bones, that's going to be you. That's going to be everyone. No one's ever killed a giant before. What makes you think you can stay down?
And again, this is including gameplay. This is not just cinematic.
those whose eyes are clouded by
I mean, this is how crazy the games are getting for us, you know?
the ghosts that haunt them. Senua saw that to win the war we must break this
I bet that
siege.
dude stinks.
Break it with an unshakable truth. Break it with an impossible feat.
Get ready. It's about to start. Get ready. Get ready. You can do this. First the iron, then the fire. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. Varric. Harold.
right in the nose, dude. I mean, what you would like to see, and this is early stuff for this game, right? So what you would like to see is those spears like stay in that enemy's model, right? So those are big spears, man. Even though that enemy's really big, you'd like to see those spears like stay visible in the model if they hit.
It's me it wants to kill.
And I'm guessing they will. Oh, dude, you just bit that dude in half. That was, I don't think I've noticed that before. A great plan. We did not think this through. Doesn't that look gnarly, though? Man, I've been so excited for this game for such a long time. It looks pretty good. So, Hell A awaits an opening cinematic for Dead Island 2. Dead Island 2 is set to launch for PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on April 21st. Today, Deep Silver and Dan Buster Studios released the opening title cinematic for the upcoming zombie slaying game. The setting teases blood, weapons, and chaos as the zombie horde awaits. Once you finish watching the new trailer, check out the preview of Dead Island 2. Here's the deal. So we've seen some stuff on this game already anyways. This game has been in development for a very long time. It has gone into a couple of different, basically like development hiatuses, if you will, because it's changed hands of developers a number of times. Again, it doesn't necessarily mean this game won't be good, but there's some indicators here that say, maybe be careful, you know? So there's some cool mechanics going on with the game, like there's locational damage on enemies, where if you keep attacking a zombie with, say, a machete in a specific place, you'll start seeing tears through the flesh and meat and bone until it finally like rips that appendage off, or like through the torso and stuff. There's cool things like that they're doing with the game. And ultimately, I mean, you know, you think about a game like this, I think you know what you're going to be getting into, right? This is let's go, you know, tear up some zombies. That's what you're going to be getting for the most part. But it seems like there could be some cool stuff in it. But again, with the fact that we know the development process here has been a bit wonky, it's changed hands of developers a number of times. There's a reason to be concerned here, maybe. Bro, what did I do? Oh, all right. Here's everybody's warning, right? Age restricted, mature content in this. It's gonna have some violence and some blood and gore. Okay, so here we go. Violence, blood, gore, suggestive themes, things like that. So here you go. An eyeball, dude. That's cool. I miss palm trees, dude. There you go. So some of the things that we know about the game are like, like a lot of the zombie games do these days, it's about like finding weapons, creating new weapons that are more powerful. They'll have kind of like flame effects or electricity, stuff like that. There's also apparently your character or the characters that you can play as in the game have been infected to some extent, and you can like use cooldown power-ups that have cooldowns and stuff based on the fact that you're like semi-infected or something. I don't know, there's that whole aspect to it. But if you need more out of this article, here you go. GDC Awards 2023, all the winners and finalists. Yeah, so again, Game Developers Conference, right, is coming to a close tomorrow, but they're already kind of dishing out some awards and things like that. So GDC Awards 2023 is set to recognize the best video games of 2022 with indie games and AAA titles once again competing on the same field. Elden Ring was naturally one of the front runners, 6 total nominations, took the award for Best Design, Best Visual Art, as well as Ultimate Award for Game of the Year. Co-front runner came as a bit of a surprise with Feline Adventure Game Stray, also up for 6 awards, ended up taking Best Debut. Ragnarok, God of War Ragnarok, followed up with 5 nominations and ended up taking the awards for Best Audio and Best Technology, as well as Audience Award. In a heartening show of talent, independent games once again rubbed shoulders with big budget AAA games in various categories, with titles like Neon White, which is supposed to be very good. Our buddy Pinky has played that. Tunic is supposed to be great. Our buddy Cash has played that one. I Was a Teenage Exocolonist, Pentiment, and Immortality also being nominated. Immortality ended up taking the Innovation Award, managing to scoop it up from Elden Ring. Pentiment took out the award for Best Narrative, scooping it up from games like Immortality, God of War Ragnarok, I Was a Teenage Ex-Collegist, and Return to Monkey Island. The Pioneer Award was given posthumously to Mabel Addis, recognized as the first female game designer, the first game narrative designer, and the first, edutainment game designer. She created the first text-based computer game for IBM titled The Sumerian Game. The Lifetime Achievement Award was given to John Romero, the co-founder of ID Software and designer of iconic games like Wolfenstein 3D, Doom, and Quake, among many others. Cool. There you go. The full list of finalists and honorable mentions are down here below. So if you guys want to take a look at all of that, I'll link it for you, okay? I don't think there's a lot of, what did I do? Surprise there, right? Not a whole lot of surprise, really. Last article I have, guys, and then we'll move on to doing a little bit of Warframe this morning. And once Pinky gets in from work, then we'll play some Day 9 Divinity. Cool. Before future game showcase to end the day today, Atari is acquiring System Shock remake developer Night Dive Studios. Atari was impressed by the studio's track record in commercializing retro IP. Atari has entered an agreement to purchase Night Dive Studios, the developer behind the upcoming System Shock remake. The acquisition was announced last night, and we'll see Atari pay $5 million in cash and 4 million pounds in new Atari shares. Announcing the agreement, Atari shared that it is looking to increase its game catalog and use Night Dive's proprietary engine that makes it easier to play older games on modern platforms. Atari owns a long list of retro game titles, while Night Dive Studios is best known for its upcoming System Shock remake, along with remastering and porting older games like Shadow Man, Quake, Turok, and Doom. Night Dive's proven experience and successful track record in commercializing retro IP is well aligned with Atari's strategy, shared Wade Rosen, chairman and CEO of Atari. I am confident that their combined talent, technology, and IP portfolio will contribute to Atari's future success. Meanwhile, Night Dive principals Stephen Kick and Larry Cooperman said Night Dive and Atari have a long history together, and we know that Atari shares our passion for retro games and our focus on producing high-quality new and remastered games that do justice to the original IPs. As long as we look to grow our business and expand our capabilities, we can think no better long-term partner than Atari. The announcement comes 2 weeks after Night Dive announced that System Shock's release would be delayed by several months. However, the studio has also shared a release date for the remake's PC version, which is now set to launch on May 30th. Quote, we had hoped to bring the game to market by the end of March, but that turned out to be just beyond our reach. We're, after all, merely human, explained Night Dive. Yeah. Again, a delay is warranted, man, if it means they need a little bit more time to get things polished and give us a better experience for the launch of the game, right? That's acceptable. For sure. All right, man. That's the news. That's the Jam-a-lam, dude. You guys rock. Appreciate you. Awesome news as always. We've got some Warframe to move on to. Then a little bit of Warframe. Then most gameplay today will be Divinity Day 9 with our buddy Pinky. Divinity Original Sin. And then we will end today with the Future Game Show Showcase, which kicks off at 5 o'clock p.m. CST. That is the stream time for us, 1700 hours. If you're Eastern, that would be 1800 hours or 6 o'clock p.m. And if you're Pacific West Coast, then that would be more like 3 o'clock p.m. or 1500 hours. Yeah? But hopefully for all of our friendos around the world, you'll be able to work off of those time zones. I can actually, I'll link something in here for you guys just in case you need it. Wow, what was that, dude? That should give you a better idea of the times and everything. We're roughly, what? Eight and a half hours away right now from starting it up. So, but here's the link to it anyway. So we'll be ready for it when that time comes. You guys will be ready for it. There you go. Don't forget, free games, Epic Game Store. Warhammer 40,000 Gladius Relics of War is only free for about another hour and a half, guys. It is going to be going away in about an hour and a half. No longer free. And then it will be Chess Ultra and World of Warships will be the games that will be free for you to grab on Epic starting later on this morning and all the way through March 30th. Okay, so go get your free games. Don't forget, free games. We're going to move on, do our gaming. If anybody's checking out our content here later on as a VOD on YouTube or as a highlight on the Twitch channel or any of our other content, and you're enjoying it, come hang out with us when we go live at 6 a.m. CST. We always start off with video gaming news before we dive into whatever gaming content we have planned. We have a great time. We've got an amazing community here, welcoming, inclusive, fun, and we love everybody to come be a part of it. So until tomorrow for March 24th's news, you guys just stay safe, stay healthy, be kind, and I'll see you then. All right.